Welcome back to Talking Comics with Heroes and Villains. I'm Eric,
And I'm Arnie.
the ultimate Arnie. And what's this book right here, Youngblood?
This is Spider-Man #1.
Arnie, do you know why I like you? Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because you match your t-shirts to your reading material. That makes me really happy.
I try.
I do that too.
I should have brought the Spider-Man hat too.
For real though.
Spider-Man.
Your shoes, light up shoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the meeting of two minds. It's Miles Morales and Peter Parker finally meeting each other, which is
I'm
pretty
confused
exciting.
about.
Yeah, why? Why is that?
Because Mr. Bendis, the guy that wrote this,
Yeah.
he once said that the Ultimate Universe and the regular universe shall never meet.
It was Joe Quesada said that, and he was his editor, so yeah, that's true. He echoed the sentiments of his editor, who's no longer the editor-in-chief. He left, and it's now Axel Alonso. And the first thing Axel Alonso said was, they are. They're going to meet. It's going to be amazing. He took the walls down. And so Miles Morales, as you and I know, because we're super comic book fans,
Right.
is the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's younger. I think he's 10 or 11.
He's a little older, I think.
I'm pretty sure he's 11.
12 or 13.
He's before he's a teen. He's not a teenager.
He's in grade
for
school.
Sure. Yeah.
In grade school.
He's a young guy. He's we've never seen him before in the Marvel universe. He's a new character just for the Ultimate World.
Yeah, he's a kid, like,
And,
in every
yeah.
sense of the word.
And he's the heir to the Spider-Man legacy. Peter Parker is dead in this universe. Long story. Punisher shot him on accident. Super wonky.
And then he fought Green Goblin.
And tore open his wounds and sacrificed himself in a messianic spider kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Miles was inspired and took up the cause, and he was bitten by a spider as well. Which is
A stolen, genetically altered spider.
And his uncle is a super turd. He's a villain.
Yeah.
Whereas Pete's was like, the best guy ever who inspired the legend of the
But
Spider-Man.
he's not necessarily like a bad villain. He's the Prowler, which is kind of like a
He's got
Punisher-esque.
he's got dubious morals.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you could do worse as far as I'm concerned.
You could have the Kingpin or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, Miles is the little kid. Pete, and this is adult Peter Parker. It's Peter Parker from the other Marvel universe.
Yeah, regular continuity.
Who's in his I think early 30s.
Well, it depends, because if it was one more day, then he's back to early 20s before he's married, lives with his aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Mephisto.
Well, he's older. He's like about a little more than a decade older.
He's
than
not
Miles.
in grade school.
Yeah.
Or high school.
He's out of college.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's him getting Peter Parker gets transferred to the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Which is different from ours and wacky and fun. And how did that happen, Arnie? Who's the big
Thanks
bad
to
guy?
Mysterio. Mysterio had some
Yeah.
sort of Stark teleportation device, and they got in a fight. And it's Mysterio. It appears to be the Mysterio from the Ultimate Universe.
There's a page where they show his hall of costumes, very Iron Man-like.
Right.
And the Ultimate costume is in there.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same guy. I think the classic Mysterio, is also the Ultimate
Well,
Mysterio.
he complains that he didn't see him die.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that it was.
He's like, Peter Parker, I missed when you died last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he was the regular Mysterio, he would know that there was still a regular Peter Parker out there.
Well, you'll see who's right.
So-
If he's the Ultimate one, which Arnie thinks, or if he's the 616 one, which I think. So you're probably right.
So-
But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And they fight. He gets his fish bowl smashed, and in the ensuing battle,
Yeah.
Peter Parker gets pushed into the teleportation device.
Yeah, it's a lot of comic book pseudoscience malarkey just to get us to have Miles looking at Pete, and then the fun stuff's gonna happen. So it's a lot of setup. Bendis is the writer for this, who does a lot of really good stuff. Writes the Avengers, which we all know and love. He's notorious for taking 9 issues to tell us like one story. He's very slow.
But it's really good writing.
Yeah.
He's been writing the Ultimate Spider-Man from the get-go. He created most of the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
So
he's called one of the architects of Marvel.
Yeah. So it's super solid.
Yeah, his dialogue for Pete is spot on. The whole issue, he talks about how he has bad luck with girls, and it's really funny because he's being shot at, and like the danger of that means nothing to him, but the fact that he can't get a date is what he's really thinking about while he's fighting, and that's so Spider-Man to me. I loved it.
It's spot on, and I like when he appeared in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Just the little subtleties that were different in there.
Yeah, like there's different destruction to New York has happened, and like the Shield helicarrier is in New York.
Did you notice the Twin Towers were still up?
I didn't.
The
No.
Twin Towers were still up.
Oh wow.
Where he appears in.
Did Thor save us from that in the Ultimates? I think that's why they're still
I
there.
don't recall, but
I'm pretty sure Thor got down.
He appears on the
kind of
rooftop,
guys.
and he's looking around because he doesn't know how he got there.
And he
first
gets
thinks-
nauseous.
Yeah, he thinks it's an effect from Mysterio.
I think he thinks he's drugged.
Yeah. And he's looking around, and in the scenery in the back of it, you see the Twin Towers, but they're not very prominent.
I'll have to look up. That's really cool.
So,
You got a good eye.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Good eye.
that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And then the other cool thing is that he saves a guy from getting mugged.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. Absolutely.
And the guy says like that costume's in bad taste,
Yeah.
man. that costume belonged to Peter Parker. Because in this world, he died and everyone knows. They unmasked him.
Yeah.
And they know the legend of Peter Parker.
And it was on the news, and everybody saw it.
And he's sort of like like the Obama Hope figure. Like he's on T-shirts and stuff.
Well, he's a martyr, essentially.
That's a great way to phrase it. Yeah, and the Marvel Universe in the Ultimate Realm was kind of shady and dark for a long time.
Yeah.
And Pete's death inspired all those heroes to like clean up their act and be actual, genuine superheroes.
Right. And caused Miles Morales to become Spider-Man.
The next Spider-Man, yeah. And his costume is different. It's black and red, very modern.
And he changed it because he was getting grief for wearing a kind of...
Parker derivative.
Yeah, it was store-bought. It was a cheap costume.
Oh yeah, it was Halloween. It was like a Party City Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, and he had the powers that Peter Parker had, and then some. So he was swinging around, and then Peter Parker's old friends would
I've got some poor tastes.
Yeah, catch up to him and either punch him in the face or
yell
do something. Yeah, yell at him. So eventually he changed.
Nick Fury gave him a new costume.
Yeah.
Nick Fury and Spider-Woman.
A black costume for the African American Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, he's a black guy and he's also Hispanic, which is super exciting. Yeah.
Way to go, Nick Fury.
Yeah. Well, he's black in this universe too. It's super awesome.
And he wears black as well.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I loved this book called Spider-Man 2099, which is a future story. Miguel O'Hara. He was Irish and Hispanic, which is what I am. And like, you think that wouldn't matter, and like I would like to believe that like everything's PC. But as a kid, that was really exciting.
Yeah, I liked it too. Just Hispanic. So.
Yeah, and Irish, which is that's literally what I am. So I got really excited.
I didn't get the Irish hat.
I have all the toys and like all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it meant a lot to me as a kid. So I hope Miles inspires this generation too.
Yeah, and
super cool.
How does the book end?
Oh yeah, it's Miles and Pete meeting each other, and I'm really excited for the next issue because I want to see Miles' reaction to Peter Parker. Because Pete has this thing where he believes that if he doesn't go out every night and save the world, that it will die. He has this real like Atlas complex. In this world, he's dead, and this kid's picking up the slack. So he's gonna have a lot of hard time with that. It's gonna wound his sense of self.
Moreover, the Spider-Man that's taking over for the old Peter Parker is much more powerful
and younger
than the Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's got a bigger power set. Yeah, and I want to see Miles go to our universe, like the common universe, the 616, and see that like how many times Pete has saved the world as an inventor and a genius. Like what his inventions have done for our planet now, and like the legacy that he has to live up to as an 11-year-old. Like those are some big shoes to fill
in another universe.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he's seen what Pete.
Can you imagine the legacy you have to live up to of your other universe self? Like he could be successful.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, man.
And taller.
Yeah, probably have an ab or two. But yeah, I'm really amped to read this story. Number one is good. It's a lot of setup to get us where we need to go. My
President Escobar.
That would never happen.
Youngest president.
President of the chess club, maybe.
At like 25.
Yeah.
Can you imagine meeting that guy?
Yours could be like, I don't know, young.
You'd be like God. I'd be meeting God. That's the only way you can beat that one, man.
Do you think Pete's gonna go meet Aunt May and talk to her?
Probably.
I'm pretty excited for that. So
I'm almost willing to bet. I mean, if I was in his shoes, and I knew that things were different,
she'd want to see him.
Yeah, the first thing I'd do is try to do that.
Yeah.
And see how things were different. And I mean, I think that it's going to help her with the grieving process as well.
Is it will freak her out and ruin it? I don't know.
I don't
the
know.
coolest thing about the Ultimate Universe is that Tony Stark and Aunt May are friends.
Yeah.
After Peter Parker died, Tony swept in and he was like, hey, the media's here all the time, it's really creepy. I have this house in France I'm not using. You can just have it. And he gave her like a mansion in France, or her and Peter Parker's girlfriend Gwen Stacy, who you'll see in the movie. They went and moved to France to escape the paparazzi.
Yeah.
And like I love that Tony is such a nice guy.
He's not a prick in this universe, so.
And Spider-Woman in this universe is a female clone of Peter Parker with all of Peter Parker's memories, who made out with Johnny Torch, or Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. It's such I like the Ultimate Universe more than the regular one. I'm gonna go out there and say it. Which one do you like more?
I like both of them.
Yeah, if you had to choose, like at gunpoint, if Mysterio was here right now.
It depends what I'm reading. If I'm reading Spider-Man, I'm gonna have to go with regular Spider-Man.
Just because you're emotional as a kid, like that's your guy.
Yeah, if I'm reading the Avengers, the Ultimates, I'm gonna go with the Ultimates.
Yeah.
If it's the Fantastic Four, Ultimate Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the Ultimate Universe is amazing.
Yeah.
The regular Marvel Universe, Stan Lee just wrote a bunch of stuff and then retroactively made it fit together. With this, everyone knows how the Marvel Universe ends up, so they wove it together really well. Like the relationships are complex, they make sense, it's all logical, and yeah, it's amazing. You should check it out. You'll love it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, what are your parting words, Arnie? What are your Uncle Ben like, sage like wisdom you can give these kids right now?
Search out your alternate universe self, and be prepared to be disappointed by your regular universe self.
You can look for him on Facebook, and while you're there, find us at facebook.com/heroesandvillainsTucson, or on Twitter at HV Comics. Also, we have a Tumblr now, which is pretty cool.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's Heroes and Villains Tucson is our Tumblr name.
So
yeah.
can you send us pictures on the Tumblr?
You can.
So you can.
You can't, but you can.
Right. I mean, just general audience.
So we'll see you on the World Wide Web.